Community. Alright, and it takes some like 30 seconds for the live to actually go through once you push live. So, and that would happen. Um, hello, hi to all the people that come through, that are just listening, that are on the replay. Hey, Cherry. Oh, push mute, yuck. Don't want to hear my voice. But, to all the silent viewers, hello. Hopefully one day you'll feel comfortable enough to come in and chat. Uh, yeah, so everybody that's watching it and rewatch, please hit the like button so I at least know there's a little bit of interaction going on this channel. What were you doing, Cherry? Hey, Rainbow. Yesterday, my back was doing a little better, so I like brushed out my hair. What else did I do? I clipped my nails, like everything that I was like, I was telling myself in my head, take it slow, make sure you don't do too many things and all this stuff. And I really didn't do too many things, but today I woke up and it was like, nope, nope, rewind. You got to go back to the start. So I'm back in the same amount of pain. Um, hey, Winter Moon. Just always sleeping, listening to music. So yeah, it's like my pain doesn't want to go nowhere. So now I'm back to the excruciating. Like I said, I don't know what I could have done differently. But hopefully it will slow down. Hopefully it will stop getting so bad again and then stay that way. Not just hop back up the next day. Let's do the emojis since we've got a couple people in here right now. You guys want to do the emojis early? Let's start off the night with the three emojis. If people are listening and they don't know what the three emojis are, or you're just new to it, we put in three emojis of how our day and night went. And then review if you guys want to talk about it. If not, you don't have to. Hey, Sweetums. Hey, is that Yin's life? I think. Yin's. Thank you. So let's do our three emojis, everybody. I think I already had these three emojis before, but it's just like the pain of it all, and then it has the nerve to be returning back, and then like just feel like crying because I'm like, is it ever gonna go away? Um, so Cherries is music, tired, and the same one I had. Yin's life. Oh, so this Yin's life. Okay. I don't even know what that first thing is. Tired, and then the. All right. So you guys want to explain the emojis? Oh, it's lazy. You're in pain too, Cherry. Yeah. Lazy, tired, and hungry for Yin's life. Now, Sweetums has, what's it, 2 socks? Then probably journaling. Winter Moons is cold from traveling, pain, and crying. Oh, sorry for all that, Winter Moon. I know it's hard. And then I think we're just waiting on. I got wool. Sweetums said I got wool socks today. Oh my gosh, you could wear wool socks? Oh my goodness. And my feet are finally warm. I did some writing, which was therapeutic, grateful for loved ones and you guys. Girl, you could do wool socks. Does it even get that cold to need wool socks where you live? I wouldn't be able to do wool socks. Oh my gosh, I remember my dad used to always get these wool blankets, and I was so disgusted by the how it felt. Maybe wool feels a little different now. I don't know, but I remember trying to put so many sheets to try because it was warm, but it would felt disgusting. It didn't matter how many sheets I had under there; it would poke through. Oh yeah, we felt wool not too long ago, me and Cherry. Oh my gosh. Do wool socks have something on the inside so you don't feel the wool? The lows in the 40s. Okay. My feet are always cold. Yeah, does it have a lining in the sock, Sweetums? Has anyone ever got the socks with aloe in them? They smell so good and so soft. No, I think I've heard of them, but I've never had them. I can't do stuff like that. I would just freak out. I don't think you're lying. They're just super warm. Girl, I can't believe you're not. Is anybody else besides me and Cherry grossed out by the texture of wool clothing and stuff like that? And blankets and stuff. I haven't heard of socks like that. Where can I get these socks from? I guess you guys like wool. Like I said, wool is warm, of course. Of course, it's one of the warmest things, but it's so prickly. Sorry, I had to open up some water. Oh, Rainbow, did you? You said, I'm tired, hungry, and don't know what to eat. That's never good. Wool sweaters are itchy for me, but these socks aren't for some reason. So, what are the ingredients, Rainbow, that you have for to figure out what to eat? Maybe we could figure out what you could make if you're making anything. Yogurt and granola, Rainbow. I don't think Robert's even around. Do we know Robert? I don't know. Oh, that's what you're gonna probably end up having. Sweetums, I started watching that Netflix show. What was it called again? It's one of those. It feels like it's should be like on the how the Hallmark Channel has movies. It's definitely like a Hallmarky. Yeah, it's definitely more Hallmark type of thing, and it's something that should have been made into a movie instead of been stretched out to a series. But besides that, it's okay. I just wish when people do put a name like they're a recluse. I wish they really made it like they're a true recluse, not that's like she doesn't represent a recluse whatsoever. So um that always sort of that's a little thing I have that when people put those words in for movies, that's going to draw a lot of people that are definitely are recluses to the movie. And it's like she really doesn't. Because if she was a recluse, every time she was called upon, she wouldn't answer all the calls. Be like, oh, I gotta go there, I gotta go there. There would have been some avoidance. And she would have literally not done some of them. So for her to hop, skip around town and stuff like that, that's not a true recluse. But it's still an okay series. I think I'll be able to finish it. So it's okay. It just should have been turned into a movie. I don't like the long stretch on it they made. Could be partial recluse. There's no use of calling somebody a recluse if they're partial. Really, I just think they do that to draw people in. But it's still good. So if you guys like Hallmark mystery type stuff, because some Hallmark movies are okay, so then you would probably like that. I mean, like I said, a lot of series I've started watching these last couple months I haven't been able to finish, so I actually could finish it. I would give it around a C, I guess. I think like it's about a C for me, maybe C plus, but um, see. Oh, you're on episode 3. I'm on episode 3. I think I'm on like 5 or something. Yeah, how do you like it, Rainbow? I read a lot of good interviews on it, but I haven't finished it. I've never seen Hallmark. You never saw a Hallmark movie before? Oh my gosh. That's how they are. Like they're um I don't know how to explain it. But that's definitely how they are. This would have been on Hallmark. I wanna watch you said terrible. That's why I said this isn't as terrible as a Hallmark one, but it does have how everything's set up and everything, and the people in it and stuff like that is definitely Hallmark. I think I saw part of one in the doctor's office. Oh yeah, see, Rainbow said it's okay. I'm more into Asian drama, so making the switch back to American TV is very interesting. Yeah. There's a Stephen King series that I want to watch that's on. Is it a series or a movie? Oh, I think it's a series that I'm probably going to watch after this that I saw um, on Netflix. It looked interesting, so I'm probably going to watch that next. But like I said, it's something to watch. It's interesting enough for me to figure out, for me to want to know what's going to happen. And it's a distraction because I don't have a game to play, which really puts me in a downer mood. um, Let me see if it pops up again, because I don't know if I added it to anything, the Stephen King one. Did I click on it? Is it Castle Rock? Castle Rock? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Castle Rock, it's called. It's from 2019, though, so I don't think it's a new one, but I haven't seen it, so I'm going to watch it. In 2019 also might be when there was less people getting less triggered, so it might actually be better than today's series or movies, because everything wasn't censored to hell. So I hope I didn't see it before. I don't think I did. Um, I haven't tried the mobile game on Netflix because I watch Netflix on my computer and they don't do it for the computer. I've never tried it on my tablet or anything. Have you tried it, Sweetums? All right, Jerry. My wrist hurts bad. Both of them hurts way more than any other time before, too. So I don't know. Could be how quick this winter is getting to arthritis or something. If Charles come, let you know. Oh, you're gonna zap them. Yeah, they are. You just they. If it was on my computer, I probably would. I don't think I have Netflix signed into anything else. I just gotta sign it into my tablet and see how it is, how they are. But having skull pain. You mean like a headache or like skull bone or something? I don't think I ever heard that one before. I have a dang I don't know what's been happening last like month or whatever. Certain taste buds have just been popping up. You know, you have that one rogue taste bud that you usually have to end up biting off. It feels like it's been happening to me way more lately. And I don't know why, so one that's really annoying me. I'm gonna bite that off soon. Do you guys bite off the taste buds that hurt? So it's not a headache. It's your skull hurting, Wintermoon. Taste buds you bite off. Just me? You know when there's one taste bud per like it gets big and hurts. Have you guys ever had that? So like anytime you're talking or moving your tongue around, it just hurts still. It hurts all the time. So eventually it gets big enough. It hurts biting it off, but at least I bite it off and get rid of it. I bite it off with my eye teeth. I'm like, and just bite at it. Jerry does. Anybody else? I've never ever had that. Really? You have one now. You've never had a sore taste bud that just sticks out and bothers the hell out of you? Come on, nobody else besides me and Cherry got that. Don't. That's not a common thing. I thought that was like a common thing. All right, Cherry. But I thought that was a common thing that people got. Now I'm about to Google it because nobody else got it but me and Cherry. I've gotten those my whole life and I've always been in them off because I think that's really the only way to stop it from hurting. How big are your taste buds? Enough to annoy me when they get like that. Add a sticker. This says favorite type of fruit. When we're talking about taste buds, is that the favorite type of fruit? What causes, I'm going to say, what causes enlarged taste buds? I really thought this was a common thing. I don't bother it unless it's at the tip of my tongue. It could be caused by foods, burns, biting your tongue, poor hygiene, infections from the cold and flu, but can also stem from stress. Well, there you go. Can also stem from stress, allergies, smoking, dry mouth. There you go. And certain meds. Well, that's almost all of those. They're often harmless bumps. They heal in days with salt water, hydration, and avoid irritants. But persistent swelling needs a dentist checkup. No, persistent swelling needs them to get bit off, and then one grows back in. I'm not going to a dentist over that shit. Shoot. Um, they're like what in general? How big are my taste buds? They're pretty. I think my taste buds. I mean, are pretty. I don't know their taste bud size. I don't know. But the ones that get like 3 or 4 times the size. Um, did that show for you guys? What they hid Sweetums things that said which part of your tongue is it on and that you can bite off. Yeah, it's always the tip of my tongue or even the side of my tongue a little bit. I could bite it off. But like I said, it's only if it stays there and doesn't go away after a couple of days. I'm biting that thing off. And like I said, it hurts to bite it off, but it's more annoying to keep on it hitting your teeth and everything. Are you guys super tasters? Well, that might be why I'm so picky because I can taste everything really well. Shoot. Like the weird feeling after eating spit. I don't know. I don't ever have when I've ever, first of all, I think I've only fresh spinach like one time. Anything after that, it's been like from a can, and I don't know. I don't remember the. I don't remember it having a strange thing, weird feeling. Maybe I'll have to have fresh spinach more often. But yeah, I can't believe nobody else is like that. And maybe that explains the why I've had like three in the last like almost like month and a half because I've been stressing and stressing and stressing some more. This whole year, I don't think there wasn't a dilemma. There was just seems like there was a dilemma all the damn time. The last 3 or 4 years has been like that. But yeah, I know I've gotten more acne from stress when it was calmed down for so long. Now it's just coming back. I'm just so frustrated because that my body's showing that I'm under a lot of stress now, like my face and stuff. How about bananas? Oh, the weird taste after bananas. I do meditate, sweetums. Um, there's a weird feeling. I don't know. I haven't had a banana in like 10 years or something. I didn't realize there was. Now I'm gonna Google. Do people have different size taste buds from each other? I've always wondered why people could just. Oh yeah, they do. So they could vary from 2,000 taste buds to 10,000 taste buds. Individuals can have fewer, larger ones, and many smaller ones. Wow. So that really could mean why people could. There's a lot of people that could eat basically anything. And I'm always like, they can't taste that. And I could taste if something's, like I said, sat in the refrigerator and, like I say, it has a refrigerator taste. It has this taste. And, I'll know if it's in the refrigerator, like on the third day that it's been sitting there. So, and people would just be like, oh, I don't taste anything, if something's been in the freezer too long. Like, that's why I'm so picky. That's part of the reason why I'm so picky. I have a sensitive stomach too. That's another reason. The mushiness of bananas make you gag. I'm super picky. I could taste everyone too. What, sweetums? No. Did I read that right? You said I could taste everyone too. Sweetums, where's your nerdy is now? No, I'm just playing with you. I know that was probably a mistake. So Sweetums ready to taste everybody. Line up. No one thinks so. Um. Oh, makes sense. Yeah. Everyone. Okay. Wait, everything. She can taste everything. um. Yeah. So people. As I said, it shocks me when people are always testing food and stuff, and there's hardly anything they don't like, and I'm like, dang. I sort of wish I could be like that the way. I don't like um not liking most of the things I taste. I would rather have like a let it be 50-50. It doesn't have to be everything. But I would like it to at least be 50-50 on liking things. I know Sweeten's cheeks are probably red or something. Am I ever gonna learn this water? I just realized I had one little bottle of water in the water that came in today. I didn't have put in my room. And there's no way I'm bending down for that today. Do you guys have New Year's Eve plans or goals? Well, for me, if you guys want me to be on here, I'll be on here. But other than that, all I do is try to find fireworks or something to look at, which, like I said, I haven't been able to find in the last couple of years, and that's it. And we don't really do anything family wise, like have a dinner or anything like that. Like I said, my goal is to. The only thing I can do is try to keep on pushing through all this pain and everything, and I could only hope. I always hope for miracles because that's basically the only thing that's going to change anything. And to find a place by next year, well, in next year to move to where I'll have a better laid out room to help me with my issues and stuff, so everything won't be so hard for me. So, and then like a um more privacy and everything too. Hopefully a room that has bathroom in it. But that's a lot to ask for, because that's expensive. Thank you, sweetums. What about you guys? Oops, I forgot to tell Jessie Lynn. I usually tell her in case she's up and didn't get the notification. Let me message her now. I say, and on New York Eve, my pets get scared. Oh, yeah, that's a big thing, too. I'm going to try a low buy year and just use up all the things I have without buying new stuff. I'm going to try that, too. Well, I haven't bought too many things through this year, but I know that I bought a lot of stuff that I really didn't need necessarily, so I think hopefully I just want to put all my money to push it towards the credit getting a little bit lower. Um, I want to drink some wine and do a makeup look. Well, that would be good. That's what I would be doing too. Well, not drinking wine, but just trying to do a makeup look, but not how this back is feeling. I know that's not going to be possible. You already know what palette you're using, Cherry? I've been trying to use up the things in the pantry the past couple of months. Yeah. I really wanted to make it with the MAC stuff I bought, and then Cherry got me a lip liner and lipstick from MAC for Christmas. Even though it's not a lipstick color I would pick out, I'm gonna wear it and see how it is. And I'll probably end up loving it. It's just something I wouldn't buy for myself. But yeah, it's pretty fun and forces you to be creative, doesn't it? Rainbow. Wait, what's pretty fun? Rainbow. Oh, you're talking about cleaning out the pantry? Something sparkly. Yeah. I think, remember what yesterday was it when I was like, something's in my bed poking me? And I did get up. I think it was a dang glitter piece. I'm like, oh, that glitter. I love how glitter looks, especially in makeup. But I do not like glitter, how it stays behind. And I'll never forget when I had glitter in my eye from using a makeup palette before, and that glitter was horrible. I was like cleaning out my eyes for like 3 days from there. Never after that did I get glitter in my eyes like that. So that just shows that eyeshadow was crappy as hell. Um, you had to make barbecue sauce on your own. I wish I knew how to make my dad's barbecue sauce how he used to make it. That's the only barbecue sauce I really liked. I haven't found one to this day that I don't like any of them. But his recipe I loved. No, that and I don't get When I use glitter now, it's not like which glitter I used that it happened. That was that damn whatever cowboy glitter from Urban Decay's. The first palette I got from them, I forgot what the palette name was, but the cowboy powder, cowboy eyeshadow, that was some thick glitter and it just fell everywhere. I saw some rainbow. I bet you'll never go back to store-bought barbecue. Midnight Cowboy, yeah. That they redid it eventually, but because I even got the new revamped palette of all that whatever that damn palette was, so it's totally different. But yeah, glitter, glitter in your creases and everywhere else. Oh my gosh! And I was really having nightmares with glittering and everything. That's how bad that experience was. And then I didn't touch glitter for a long time. I know glitter glue, but that you gotta think about it. If you're using an eyeshadow palette and it says eyeshadow, you shouldn't have to use glitter glue. Those were worse than how ColourPop has their pressed pigments, that has with glitter in it. I feel like that Midnight Cowboy was worse than those even. But yeah, I wouldn't put any glitter on my eyelid that needed even glitter glue. I'm too old for that. But back then I would have, because I did get glitter glue. I know everybody hates talking about makeup in the in the chat, besides a few people, so I try not to get stuck on it. But look, my channel name is Mental Makeup for a reason. You would love Midnight Cowboy. You love the old Midnight Cowboy, how it used to be, or did you get it when it was bad? There's a joke that there was a spider in my room and I accidentally sprayed it with glitter instead of insect repellent. Now it won't stop stripping and wants to be called Cinnamon. Oh my goodness. You aren't too old for glitter. Yes, I am because I don't need the I don't like how I remove glitter and everything. It takes too much time, so there won't be any. But yeah, my wrists. Oh, my wrists are hurting bad. Ugh. My 50 is too old for glitter. Now another 50-year-old might not feel that way, but I am. I like the some glittery things, but not extra glitter, not chunky glitter. I can't remember the last time I wore a full face. Yeah, I don't even want to wear a full face anymore, but how this acne coming, I would have to. But if I didn't, if my face was clear how it's been, I would just be trying not to wear hard, like very light foundation. I don't like wearing foundation at all. I'm sick of it. It looks nice and everything, but I hate putting it on my face. I'm trying to slowly sip this water so it won't run out. Yeah, people can get away with that when they don't have acne, like wearing tinted sunscreen and stuff like that. But if you have uneven skin stuff and acne, like I have, that's a no. Especially when I put on makeup, when I put on other makeup like the eyeshadow and lipstick and stuff, I need the foundation to balance everything out. I always have. All right, let's get on something besides makeup. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. We did movies or series. Do you think the concealer should be the shade of your skin or 2 shades lighter? It all depends on what you. That's a personal preference. Um, for me, I would go. I would like it just the shade of my skin, maybe 1 shade lighter, but I wouldn't go any more than that. Some people look good with 2 shades lighters and stuff like that. Favorite cookie? I do got the great. You're talking about the reaching things, Rainbow. Yeah, for covering dark circles, I use a peach corrector or a peach. I use a peach concealer. So if I could get away with a peach concealer and then just my foundation lightly over it after that, I like better than going in with a lighter concealer. And I don't use concealer on any other parts of my face. I only use it for my under eyes because they're dark as hell. Um. Oh no, the water's too heavy for the reacher thing. No, Sweet Mrs. Chocolate Chip. My favorite, like I said, used to be peanut butter, but I don't know if that would affect me. I haven't tried peanut butter cookies since I've been um had such a reaction to peanut butter. But that would be it. That's what I do. Cherry the alpha one. Oh, the corrector first. Yeah. Light peach or peach depending on your skin tone. I use skin tone concealer. Yeah. I don't like the lightness under mine, and that's what. And then when I turn the ring light, it looks like it's so bright and light, but it's not when it's off. It's my skin tone. Yeah, just make sure when you go over it with foundation, it's the smallest amount. You're basically just trying to blend in where that line is between the concealer and the foundation. You don't have to bring the foundation all the way up to your where your concealer is. Just bring it where the two lines meet and merge those two lines, blend them in, and that should be enough. For eye, oh, Elf used to have under eye powder, but I guess they don't sell that anymore. That's used to be the best. I've gotten for me the Laura Mercier powder works good. Um, and then even the Elf, I would have to tell you later what it's called because I would have to find it. But it's a bigger face powder for Elf, but it's the same thing as what the under eye powder is. It's just in a bigger container and called it's for the face now. But I gotta look at my bag one day to see what that's called. Well, yeah, but I think the Elf powder or Laura Mercier, those are two of the powders that are really probably will work for any skin combination. I think because it's so lightly, it's finely milled. Yeah, the Elf one. Let me see if I could see what it's called on Elf thing. Sorry, people that don't like makeup right now. We'll get back to another topic soon. It's really messed up though how they discontinued the. Because I liked using that little jar and everything. Um, how dare you when I'm looking at something? Oh, it's Halo Glow setting powder, and it's the lightest color. What's the lightest color? It might not be the lightest color. Let me see what the other one. No, let me see. It is. It's either the lightest color you could use or the light pink color. They're both probably pretty close. Um, so Halo Glow setting powder from Elf. That's $9. So. Oh yeah, that's what I was telling her. Under eye moisturizer might help too. You said other people can shut up. I use CeraVe under eye cream, but is it still? It's still oily with CeraVe. There's a banana cream at Sephora. Someone told me about a banana. Are you talking about for powder? Rainbow for setting powder. Yeah, the two lightest colors. I think either one would work. But if your eyes if your under eyes oily, I don't know if that's what you're saying. Or, oh, you said it's dry. I'm dry. So you need a different under eye cream if it stays dry. But I wouldn't even for sometimes when you set the I would just make sure the night before I would use the under eye. I always say this. I would use the under eye for the night before. Anytime you some people, at least for me, and when you get older, if you do use like lotion under your eyes before you're gonna put makeup on, it puffs out like your fine lines. It puffs out the middle of them, so your makeup doesn't settle very well in it. So it all depends on a lot of stuff. If your under eyes are dry, I would use a different under eye lotion. But I was trying to figure out what the no, not makeup just for dark circles. Oh, okay. For dark circles, I always say the what's that brand? What do I talk about? Let's see if it, oh, is it Origins? Yeah. I always talk about the Origins under eye. What's it called exactly? It's kind of expensive, but if you use it every day, it's gonna help your under eye. The dark circle. Did they get rid of it? Oh, they just changed the packaging. So the ginseng brightening eye cream, that helps your under eye. It reduces the darkness over time. But you gotta think about anything that reduces darkness. It's gonna take time. It's not gonna be, oh, it's on sale. It's on sale for $19.50 now. It's usually $40. So, but that has like ginseng in it and stuff, and it really helps with the eyes. But like I said, that's something that you actually have to put in your skin routine and use it every night. I was like, this might help. Oh, you thought Origins too? Yeah. I used the Rem Beauty Under Eye Moisturizer. It was, yes. One time I dabbed some oil on my eyelid and put it on my under eye. Ginseng. Well, oil for under eye too. It's on sale at Ulta. It might be on sale at Sephora. I don't know. I just see it on sale at Ulta right now. Sometimes when Ulta has sales on skincare and stuff, you'll be able to find the same prices on a lot of other places because they like to compete. But yeah, that's been my number one eye cream for a lot of years now. I still have dark circles, yes, but they're nowhere as bad as they used to be. So Ulta, it might, I mean, like I say, you could check Sephora and all those other places, like Macy's and stuff like that. They usually have the same price thing on sale. But yeah, that's a real good price. It is low though. You're not buying it for $40. Shoot. Dang, we got 3 nights in a row without Gina. I saw her in other chats, so she's alright at least. Maybe she's just been sleeping at night. I'll get it tomorrow, and then the lullaby officially starts. Bink said, "What the fuck, Gina? What the fuck is Gina?" Yeah, I saw her in the daytime chat too. That's why I said I know she's okay. So maybe she's just sleeping earlier. Yeah, and Coco's okay. But this is a record for her for sure. I think she's only missed like one night before since I started. I dread I dread having to get up soon with this back. Oh my gosh. So, anybody else want to throw any questions up in there that we could answer? Yeah, I'm glad she's doing better too. It is. It's frustrating because I really thought it was gonna be over. Like, you know when something starts to heal and you're like, okay, it's gonna go away, and then it's like, nope, I'm here. I'm here. You're gonna go to sleep now. All right, Jerry. Good night. Dang this taste bud. Oh yeah, she never said her favorite cookie. What's your favorite song? Oh, yours is chocolate chip macadamia nut. I don't know if I have there's too many songs I think that I like on an equal basis. So trying to figure out. I know it has to be. I gotta at least pick one of Anita Baker's ones because she's my favorite artist. I think Fairy Tales by Anita Baker is one of my. Is it Fairy Tales or No Fairy Tales? That's a good reality check song by Anita Baker. Like, um, yeah, I'll choose that for now. I like too many songs. What about you guys? Oh, I don't think I. Um. Oh, Rainbow likes Anita Baker. I think it's called Fairy Tales. Let me make sure. It might be No Fairy Tales. It's just Fairy Tales by Anita Baker. But I think you're the only one, Rainbow, that has liked Anita Baker. Everybody else is like, you like Anita Baker? I'm like, yes, I've liked Anita Baker since I was little. And then she was the first cassette, and my brother bought me it, but this first cassette I ever had for the walkie, what are they called? The Walkmans and the headphones, and I used to just blast that all day and not even hear anybody talk or anything. Just blast it all day. A battery didn't last me a day. That was the sucky part. I don't think I ever heard of your song, Sweetums. What about you, Rainbow Bright? Did everybody else go away? Oh, I know Winter Moon said she was listening because she didn't feel well. All I've been watching is, I don't know if you guys watch Florida Made MG, but it's a guy that goes around and like has people try the hottest chip challenge, and it always says in the hood or in the ghetto or whatever. So he's like deep in the hood of Florida. Sometimes he goes to Atlanta, and like Miami and stuff, but most of the time he's just deep in the Florida hoods, and they're doing the hot chip challenge, hot sauce challenge, the hot peanut challenge. They do a lot of them. So, and he pays them to if they win, So it's Florida Made MG. It's interesting to watch because it's a lot of people that like I said, in the hood, like. So they basically think they're either fiending for stuff or just alcoholics. It's usually not anybody, not anybody other than that. But it's still interesting to watch, especially when you do get the feeling like people and they're like, I could do anything. He pays them $40 usually. If it's a harder challenge, he'll pay like up to 100 and stuff. I'm like, he must be comfortable or have some really tight security we don't see, because he has hundreds of dollars in his pockets that he's just passing out. And I'm surprised nobody tried to rob him. Hopefully they don't. But you can tell he's like usually at the same street corner and stuff. I was like, he's very secure. I want it be. Not when everybody knows he got money. And even the people, like some people that if they win the challenge, you could tell, you could hear in the background, like some people are already trying to punk them out of their money. Like I'll knock you out. And so I'm sure a lot of people from those challenges have been followed around the corner and robbed. Um, Climax, I miss you. Never heard of that either. Yeah, he would need more than a security guard though. That's why I said it's either that that's his hood and they might know not to fuck with him where he is mostly. Something's up because I don't see how he's comfortable like that. I always have a heart attack thinking something's gonna happen. I'm like, of course they wouldn't be able to film if something happened. Must tell you that smoothie candy cane is so gross to me. Oh, disgusting. Yuck. So for Christmas, we just I threw some candy canes in the stocking, and then Cherry had some candy canes from the stocking. So it was just a mixture of candy canes. Like I don't remember what I bought, and I didn't know what she bought. Obviously the names aren't on the candy canes. And so I'm eating this one candy cane. I'm like, this tastes like fucking powdered milk and shit. And I'm just like, oh, what the heck's wrong with it? That's the first candy cane and the only candy cane I threw away out of that bag. That junk was horrible. It tastes like powdered milk booty. It was gross. Yuck. It didn't even taste like no part of no Jolly Rancher. I still don't know I don't know what it looks like because it was kind of dark when I was eating it. And so I don't know what the other one looks like because I think there's two of them. Um, Ew, it was gross. I think a piece of chocolate would have tasted way better. It wasn't a drink. It was a candy cane. It was a smoothie candy cane, like the smoothie Jolly Rancher. Why would they even say smoothie Jolly Rancher? But the Bronx cherry was good. Yeah, it tastes like spoiled milk. Yuck. Um, I bought the Bronx cherry candy canes for myself, and didn't, just for myself, and then I just put the other candy canes in there. Because it was just a cherry flavor. But yeah, that was really gross. And I think every other candy tasted good out of all the flavors I got. Yeah, it's a candy cane flavor. So it's smoothie what? Jolly Rancher. Yuck. But I don't think I would do that again. Like throw them all in there without knowing what they were, because I like knowing what flavor it's supposed to be. But yeah, if you guys like challenges and stuff, I think you guys would like his channel. That's all I've been watching on YouTube lately. Been catching up on his channel. Because he stopped for a minute when the chip, when they took the chip, that spicy chip thing off the shelves. He stopped doing it for a minute, but now he's done the gummy bears, the peanuts, and all that stuff. Oh, I don't like Lifesaver cream flavors, even in the regular bags. Not for me. I thought they would be so good, but they are not. Walmart has failed me again. I ordered from Walmart like 2 days ago, and they still didn't. They like delivered two little things. They better deliver my stuff tomorrow. Yeah, they use some of the hot sauces on there too. But like I say, I find it funny because it's people in the hood and stuff, and like I said, I grew up in the hood, so I just picture those individuals like some of the ones I used to hang around. And they just thought they could do anything, and they're like trying the dang hot chip. They're all cocky with it, like this isn't hot. Then 2 seconds later, they're dying. They're dying over, and that's how we used to do. People, me and my friends used to like go and um do a little puff puff and pass, and then be cracking up at all the people in the hood and like telling them certain things to do and stuff. So I guess that's why I like it. That used to be my entertainment. Yeah. It's hard to understand what a lot of them are saying though, because they do have a deep country accent and a mixture of things. But like I said, it's usually like I said, a person that's addicted to something or alcoholic. Not very many people that aren't just hanging on the streets trying the challenges. He had people doing the what is it called? Um, is it I don't know, hanging on the like hanging on the bar where your whole body has to be straight. I don't know if it's called. I don't know what it's called. But you're hanging on the bar. He had them hanging on for like 100 seconds, and they got like $100 if they could do it. A lot of people could do it. I didn't think I. Some of them I was like, oh, you're not going to complete this, but they did. So yeah, that's been my YouTube lately because I've really gone off the other like the lives and stuff like that. I'm just like whatever. It's like I said, makes you sad in a way because I feel like I don't have anything to do. I don't know why I don't know why I fell off like that. Yeah, like the monkey bars, but it's just straight across. And then they do that watermelon challenge which I hate it because they're wasting so many watermelons. But where the person oils up their hands with baby oil and they oil up the watermelon and throw it in the air, and then the person tries to catch it. Most of the time, the watermelon goes to the ground and gets wasted. They had like the Popeye's biscuit challenge where if you can complete two biscuits without any water or anything. I forgot how much time he gave them, but nobody could. I don't think I saw anybody complete that challenge. That was so funny because they're like, you did something to these biscuits. He's like, no, I didn't. These are the dry ass Popeye's biscuits. So I didn't see anybody complete that one. Yeah, because they're so dry. Speaking of dry, where the hell's Gina? What the heck? But yeah, that's pretty much my life lately, just trying to keep myself distracted. My favorite book. My favorite book is the In Death series that I told you about before. That's definitely my favorite one. By J.D. Robb. Oh, and I forgot to ask my daughter to put the cucumbers and celery on the top shelf, so I don't even know if I'm going to be eating those tonight. Because I don't know if I could risk bending down to the dang crisper. Wonderful. The Graveyard Book and Nothing to See Here. I don't think I ever heard of any of those authors. The only book series I ever finished was Choose Your Own Adventure books. Was that a kid series or something? Or that's it sounds like it. It might not be. Choose Your Own Adventure. Oh, you know what they are too? I don't know what those are. I didn't really read when I was a kid. I didn't start reading books until I was like in my 20s. Like for the security job I had, it was so boring. Like I said, I read like 3 books a week. Why don't I remember them? Finish. What's it called? Only book I read was Choose Your Own Adventure. I'm about to see if those books were hanging around the house or anything, because we always had a bunch of books. But like I said, it wasn't like it's like, oh, I don't know why. Choose your. Mm, oh yeah, I don't remember anything like that. Um, we used to have those scary fable books. Did you guys know what that is? A big thick book that's about scary. It has a bunch of scary stories in it. And um my older brothers and stuff used to take us way in the backyard at night, and we would like do a fire or whatever, build a fire, and they would tell us the scary stories. And it would be so scary because it used to be pitch black except for the fire going. That used to be so much fun though. I would be so scared for the whole night though, more than one night probably. Oh, you get to choose different directions for the story to go, and there are multiple endings. Even the books that we used to have to read, like for English to write a report on, I never read the book. I just always went off of the back of the book. For all the books we read in mentor, we got it. Yeah, I remember those days. Well, I don't think our class never got the damn pizza though, but other classrooms would. Goosebumps, I remember the books Goosebumps, but I never read them. My younger siblings would read Goosebumps. But yeah, I remember seeing other classrooms with pizza, not mine. I'll be that's not fair. But hey, like I said, the scholastic stuff when they used to have those cells and stuff, I used to like the stationery and stuff in it, not really like the books. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember? Let me try to think of the name. Oh my gosh, it was like, what is the name? It's like where you had to it's something, I think it's called paper something, where you would have a balloon, and then you used to have to wet newspaper and glue it. Is it paper mache? Paper. How do you spell? Let me see if that's what it is. Yes, paper mache. Oh my goodness. Paper mache used to be make me almost throw up because it's just you're putting a wet newspaper on like a balloon, and then you got to put the glue over it, and then that got to dry, and then was there clay, whatever was it, and then you got to pop the balloon. That was so disgusting for me. I used to be so grossed out. And I still think about it. I'm like, oh, I never want to touch a wet newspaper with some glue and all that. Oh, I'm too old for Goosebumps. Yeah, like I said, when Goosebumps was around, my younger siblings were reading it. I love the children's author name, and she has a series called the Fairway Tree, Faraway Tree, and it was so magical. Yeah, paper mache. Ew, it's not fun if you have texture issues. Not fun at all. And then ours would just be a stupid balloon. So I think it would just turn into like a head or something. So it wasn't anything complicated, but it was just really gross for me. Because it would just be drippy. Ew, I just can't do that. Even when there's something, like I said, if there's some condensation on the can of soda or something, I have to put a paper towel around it. Even like a yogurt. Yogurt's not really wet too much on the outside, but I still have to hold it with a paper towel. I've never been able to do stuff like that. I can't remember the smell. Oh yeah, yeah. It was so nasty. I was trying to remember what it was mixed with. It probably was flour, but I remember the Elmer's glue. Yuck, and it was just yuckiness. That's all I remember. And the days felt like doom to me when we were doing that. It just was like everything seemed gray and rainy, even though it might not have been. It just felt that way. Yeah, I cannot do stuff like that. And the way that I act, I think I act so irritated when I'm under that type of stuff. I'm sure I was mean to the teachers and stuff because I just wanted it over with. Oh no, you make your own therapy putty? No. Yeah, that doesn't sound too fun there. What do you use therapy putty for? You talking about putty that what did putty used to do? Didn't it used to like stamp something? Cause I remember you said the putty where like if you put it against a newspaper, it would like pick up the lettering from the newspaper. But what's therapy putty used for? Like a fidget. Oh, so you're just like smushing it and stuff. Oh, okay. I can't believe there's still slime is still a big craze too. Remember that sticky slime hand that you could like that you could smack and it picks up paper and stuff, but it would always get everything else attached to it too. That you would get like in those machines. Do they still have machines out for kids to get candy and stuff from? The one in the cereal box. You can make glitter slime. No, no, thank you. That's quite alright. I know, that's why I'm saying how people went crazy with slime and started making all these things. And they still do. The Gumball toy machines, I haven't seen those in a long time. Oh, I wonder if they took them out everywhere. Oh yeah, I remember that. Rainbow. Yeah, I know. A lot of YouTubers. I would gather dirt on the way down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those types of things. That the octopus thing in the hand. It picked up so much stuff you couldn't even use it past like an hour or something. It would get so corroded. It would pick up on your dad's cigarette smoke too. I keep getting stuck on, well, you guys see 9 likes, I see 8. What happened to the 10? We didn't get many people. We haven't seen Larry in a minute. Ew, I don't know. I wouldn't smell it, but I would assume it did. Oh, the stain from the wall. Oh, okay. What's the weirdest internet rabbit hole you ever fell into? Um, man, I think the ones I fell into, I've actually forgotten about because I forget about so much. Um, but I think when I was doing the whole, the investigating on, I think the most deepest, longest one was when I was investigating what squirt was. Because like I said, I thought it was just like pee, and I'm like, this is just, so then I would just watch so much stuff because I'm like, I have to be convinced it's not. I think it was something like that I went in, and you find out a lot of like people's fetishes and stuff, and then it goes beyond that, what you were looking for, into other things, and I'm like, people really do this? People really like this? And then it goes on to another one, and no, that wasn't recent. That was a while ago. But that was, I think, the longest one that led me to like looking at other things and what people did and stuff like that. Oh no, you said goodnight, Chi, and we weren't talking about anything. Oh my! You said goodnight. That's just. We weren't talking about something for a long time. That was just Something I just said, so that would happen. You nasty. Uh, yeah, we were talking about soda. Like, do you remember the taste of squirt soda? Uh, mm, but do you guys remember what rabbit holes you went down? We're not talking about it no more, though. If you wanted to stay, we were just talking about what rabbit holes we went down. I think that was just like the longest, most investigative one I went down. All right, good night again. Like I said, it wasn't interesting because I wasn't thinking things towards myself. I was just trying to figure out what it was, and then I learned that they actually do like body scans or whatever of certain things, and I'm like, dang, they investigate a lot of stuff that I wouldn't think they would. Yours was looking at prostitutes and truckers and all the lingo. See, that's it's sort of interesting, huh? The lingo they use, yeah. What is some of the lingo they use? Though? I know Sweetums is stranger than mine. Man, they gotta have some prostitutes have some real courage to their butts. I'll tell you that. There's no way. Like no protection, they would say around the world. Really? So people actually asked for no protection. Wow. You haven't done any research that hard? I don't anymore. I'll do the very surface. I don't really go into stuff anymore. And I'm surprised I looked up what I did look up because now I wouldn't have done that. Anytime I was curious about something, like I said, I would ask my older sister to Google it because I didn't want it to be on my Google search thing. There has to be something that you had looked into. I get around the world. I don't get it. I'm trying to get how that would relate to no protection. Even when you clear all history, if you're getting investigated for something, all that history comes up still. Even though I wouldn't get investigated for something, but with anxiety, you think about stupid stuff like that, like, oh, if they investigate, they're gonna see this and that. Do they have lingo for different positions, or do they just say the basic positions? Oh, yuck. Well, who wants that? That's what I said. Who wants that? People, oh, maybe that's probably a fetish too, if you think about it. Yuck. People don't care about STDs and all that stuff. And most prostitutes, if you hear them interviewed, they say they don't go for that anyway. They always use condom. Obviously not. What's the fetish with that? I don't know. I'm just saying I went down. It wasn't I went down that fetish. It was just other ones that just fetish in general. How people like a lot of weird stuff. Okay, it's gonna be weird. The next time I eat at a truck stop, anytime I'm at a truck stop, I'm like, what's going on back there in those dark areas where the big trucks are parked? And then what do they call they call them the lot lizards? The prostitutes are called lot lizards. I know that much. Yeah, I think it does too. That's another thing I think I would do if I ever, like I said, if life ever begins again where I'm mobile. I would really want to do truck stop interviews with the lot lizards and ghost adventure story type thing, like going to haunted ghost things. Cause they got some stories to tell. I would watch the heck out of that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me think. We'll try to get to 2 hours today. I hate that my everyday is pretty much the same. Besides what I'm gonna watch or something. Dang, I wish my dad was still here. I have questions. He was one who told me to go to the truck stop for good cheap food when I first moved out. Oh, you you think he went their way for another reason? Because I never seen, even when I still never seen it. I used to work with a human trafficking organization, and the pimp would tattoo his name on the girls. Yeah, that part's sad. Yeah. Well, most of it's sad, but it's just like some a job as old as time. It's but I wish it was more. I wish it was legal, so I don't. If it's legal, I don't think there would. I don't think pimps would have such an advantage, and I think women would be on their own for the most part. Yeah, human trafficking is so freaking scary. They said it's like 160 something million. Um, was it throughout the world? I don't think it was. I think it's throughout the world. Every year, people are sex trafficking. That's just it's so scary, and it could be anybody. Nobody's safe on that shit. Doesn't matter what size you are. As long as you're walking and they could grab you, they're gonna try to get you. Because I remember my sister she lost a lot of weight and stuff, but she always was like up and down in her weight, and she was in the Walmart parking lot. She said she had to run in her car because somebody was basically running up to her. She knew what the deal was. And she said, I thought because I was fit, they wanted to do that. I was like, girl, you thought wrong. Shoot. My mom would never want me walking by myself because she was always that. Yeah. And when my sister was in the store with her grandkids, somebody tried to just like try to walk off with them in Walmart. I remember one time I was my daughter's bus stop was right at the corner, like right at the corner. It wasn't even a block away or whatever. And I could see the corner. And this is when she was like 12 or so. So since I could see her walking to the corner, some days I didn't walk her out there. I remember one day I was like, "You better watch that guy," and they'll just be waiting, standing, like they're not, like they don't look noticeable or something. And like I said, here they have a whole systems. There's certain cars that go around, and I really believe, the police and everything just turn. They don't care. I don't know if they get paid off not to care, but they sure enough don't care because you can see in any neighborhood and everything what are the cars that do it and all that stuff. Um, I've just heard too many people getting taken. It's pretty scary. Um, yeah, and like I said, when you hear somebody screaming for their life, it's by the time you get to the window, the car is gone. So it's not like you can report it or anything. So I think two or three times altogether, my daughter almost did. So it's not. It's gotta watch out for yourself and your kids, no matter what age they are, and no matter if they're male or female. It doesn't matter. It was in the news recently. Some guy grabbed a 15-year-old girl who was walking her dog. The dad found her with the kidnapper because he traced her phone. Oh, good. I don't see how pepper spray and tasers could get banned. That's what I really swear that they don't want people protecting themselves. But yeah, pew pews are legal. Yeah, I don't know. Here it's somewhat harder to get a pew pew. Like you have to go through a lot. I don't know if it's different. Like I don't think I could own one because I'm on like stuff for anxiety and stuff. So, but it's like I think I could go and get like a rifle for hunting, but I couldn't get like a handgun. Yeah, I have a taser. I have a bunch of knives around me. Um Even just for inside. When I was in that one neighborhood before I moved here, I slept with a knife always on my collar, like between my boobs. I slept like that. Everywhere it went, and no matter where I went, it was there. And I slept with it for 5 years like that until my skin started getting irritated. At least it took 5 years for it to get it irritated. Never parked next to trucks, oh, or vans, especially with dark tint. Yeah, and no windows. Just don't park next to them. Yeah. Or if you're not parked next to them and you come out and they're parked next to you, you could always ask the store somebody in the store to watch you get in your car if you're by yourself. Where is my plug? You guys want to do a room tonight? Is Sweetums gonna get fed up with the room? I'm telling you, I always laugh, like I said, at the reactions of the rooms because it's my initial reactions to the rooms and how mad I used to get at them. And eventually I found, even though it's the same things that I'm reading and stuff, I found like peace in it in some way. What would you do if you could pause time for 24 hours? What do you mean pause time? Like, then that means everything. But what if my body's the same? I still wouldn't be doing shit. What would pausing time? Algebra, they don't scare me, even though they're grim as fuck. But what do you mean? Like, what would come with the pausing of the time? Because like, if it does it pauses everything in life, so it pauses illness and stuff like that. And then I could be healthy bodied. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing for. Oh, the first part of it. No, I'll leave that for the second part, the second half. The daytime part would be really just um being with like my loved ones, the ones that I love, and like doing some fun activity or something. But the second half, the nighttime, that would be a whole new. I would find me a sexy man or woman or both, and have some fun for the second half. That's what my day would be spent doing. What about you guys? But yeah, I would really like to play with my grandbaby, not just, oh, I can only do this little bit of thing because everything hurts. Oh, the people are paused, so it's just me? Well, what the heck? Oh, I don't know. I guess I would probably go like in a makeup store or something and put on makeup and stuff. I wouldn't have, that's not the exciting type of house. But I don't know, that's just, if I can't interact, mostly probably like go look at makeup or whatever. Oh, you're thinking more of like hitting up some banks. Yeah. I guess that would be something. Making yourself rich. Well, I was thinking you could do anything, yeah, but that would be, like I said, everybody would be paused. Mine sounds better, even though I got it wrong. But I would probably think of the bank thing too, where the money's at. And then doing definitely going in a makeup store, because makeup store stuff is expensive. I would get the expensive ass perfumes and the high end makeup and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna do the rooms. I'm gonna push mute so you guys won't hear me my pain at reaching for them, and then I'll come right back. So I'll be right back. All right. I think you should go first. All right. So remember, with the runes, if we end up getting the same things, it's really like we're still not learning from the past ones. That's why we end up getting the same ones, which are frustrating. So who's gonna go first? So I can tell you to pick bag 1, 2, or 3 for the rooms. Alright, so Sweetums is going first. Sweetums, do you want bag 1, 2, or 3? Sweetums, I'm telling you, that's all I've ever gotten from these. But you learn, I'm telling you, you listen to words and you'll learn. Alright, 3. This one. The typical reading is usually 3 runes. It's like the overall picture, the challenge, and then the challenge of like overall life, and then the outcome. But 1 rune is usually, it's just faster because it's like, sometimes, that's why I say sometimes I'll pull more if I don't feel like that's enough. One day I'll get to pulling 3 runes when I feel like there's more people interested and they want to listen to it. But for now we'll just do 1 and more if I feel like I need more explanation on it. Remember where it's the white light thing, where you're protected by white light, nothing can come in bad, and whatever comes in must leave once this is all closed out. Here we go. Oh my gosh. That's Sweetums. What the heck? Sweetums, you got the stand still rune again. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, when things are pulled out the same thing, it feels so frustrating. But it means you're not like really getting the message. Like, there's something in the message that you're not getting. Stand still is basically what you just said up there. I'm gonna pull another one for this, but I'm still reading Stand Still again because there's something in there it's trying to tell you. I laugh because we get the same damn rooms, and it's like, what the hell? What the heck? You gotta open up your ears a little bit more. Stand Still, 129. Like I said, when I get the same rooms over and over, that's a message to me. Even though it could get boring. So, Stand Still stands for that which impedes and ice. The winter of spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are, in effect, blind. You may be powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long cherished desire. Be patient, for this is a period of gestation that precedes a rebirth. Positive accomplishment is unlikely now. There is a freeze on useful activity. All your plans are on hold. You may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain of your energy and wonder why. A chill wind is reaching you over the ice floes of old, outmoded habits. Trying to hold on can result in shallowness of feeling, a sense of being out of touch with life. Seek to discover what it is you are holding on to that keeps this condition in effect, and let it go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. That will bring on the thaw. Usually this rune requires a sacrifice of the personal the I, and yet this is no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still, for what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but of the conditions of the time against which you can do nothing. What has been full must be empty. What has increased must decrease. This is a way of heaven and earth. To surrender is a display. It is to display courage and wisdom. At such a time, do not hope to rely on help or friendly support. In your isolation, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seed of a new is present in the shell of the old, the seed of the unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for the signs of spring. So we already went over what that one was about. I'm gonna pull another one, but it still tells you can't do much in your situation. Like, um, are you meditating, Sweetums? Maybe you need to do some deeper meditation. I'm gonna just pull one more today. So you meditate every morning. The other rune is opening is your next rune. Yeah. So let's see if opening helps you some. Page 111. 111. I think this is a newer rune. We haven't read this one yet. But it was this way. So you got opening in reverse, though, because I picked it up that way. So opening is in reverse. No. Oh, gosh. It says, expect a darkening of the light in some situation or relationship. A friendship may be dying, a partnership or marriage, some aspect of your life, some aspect of yourself that is no longer appropriate to the person you are now. Receiving this rune puts you on notice that failure to face up to death that wait. Receiving this rune puts you on notice that failure to face up to the death consciously would constitute a loss of opportunity. This rune is one of the cycle runes. Reversed, it points to the death of a way of life, invalidated by growth. Reversed, this rune calls for giving up gladly the old and being prepared to live for a time empty. It calls for developing inner stability, not being seduced by the momentum of old ways while waiting for the new to become illuminated in the proper time. Oh no, Sweetums. We're trying to pull something good out of here. I think your runes read worse than mine. What the heck? Receiving this rune puts you on notice that failure to face up to a death consciously would constitute a loss of opportunity. I know. I'm just reading it just like for myself. Is a point of death in the way of life invalidated by growth. Here's this room. Well, gladly giving up the old and be prepared to live for a time empty. Are you prepared to live for a time empty? Oh, you want me to read the whole thing again? All right, it says, except expect a darkening of the light in some situation or relationship. A friendship may be dying, a partnership, a marriage, some aspect of yourself that is no longer appropriate to be the person you are now. Receiving this rune puts you on notice that failure to face up to a death consciously would constitute a loss of opportunity. This rune is one of the cycle runes. Reverse it points to the death of a way of life invalidated by growth. Reverse this rune calls for giving up gladly the old and being prepared to live for a time empty. It calls for developing inner stability, not being seduced by the momentum of old ways while waiting for the new to become illuminated in its proper time. Hi, Diane H. So it's basically saying that I don't know if you have like any type of friendship, relationship, or whatever. There's some part of something that's dying off, and like failure to face that or whatever, you're missing out on an opportunity, and you have to feel empty for a while because that's what it calls for your development. Like you have to like get, and that's what I've been talking about. People need to get completely empty and actually find it within themselves to fill up certain parts. And you'll do so much better when it comes to interacting with other people. I know that's I know what it is. I have to abandon the role of being a caretaker. Exactly. That's why I say yours are so similar to mine. Um, I don't like laughing at it because it's a painful experience to go through, and I had to rip myself apart and put myself back together, and a lot of times. So I just like, dang, nobody's has read. Um, but choosing me feels like choosing nothing, and that's what it is. That's when you don't have to care for somebody, or you choose not to care for people again. There is a, well, I'm nothing now type thing. That's what I went through too. That's what I still go through, but I worked on myself a lot. I enjoy the laughing. I'm just like, Runes, why you gotta do her like that, Runes? But my daughter's always laughing at me when I read my runes. I'm like, dang it, why can't it be anything? And she's always laughing. But that is it, truly, sweetums. You need to write that down because you gotta let go of saying, you gotta let go of that part. You have to let yourself feel empty for a while. You have to be empty for a while. And then you have to start building yourself up from that. And that's the only way, like, you're gonna get into your uh, true nature. Oh, that's okay, Diane. I appreciate you being here listening in. Um, Rainbow Bright, are you still there? You want to go next? You ready for yours? Oh, oh, what happened? Did something happen to your grandson, Diane? Okay, you went back too. Yeah. Remember when you find the emptiness, you have to sit in it. You can't just be like, okay, this feels like this. It's scary. I make it go away. You can't do that. You literally have to get to know it. That takes time. Um, I'll read it. I was just waiting to see if something happened to. Oh, Sweetums knows. Yeah, I don't think I heard anything about him. I haven't really been in the chats lately. Oh no. I'll be praying for your grandson, Diane. Rainbow said bag number 2. What? Oh my gosh. Oh no. I know that had to be scary. Wow. Uh, so see, we got one new one. Even though, even if it wasn't like the greatest new one, like it was a sad new one, we still got one new one. Oh no, Diane. I hope you both feel better soon. Alright. Rainbow Gods. Initiation. Which I think we got this a lot before a while ago. Initiation. But is it reversed? Let's see if it has a reverse. 96. So initiation is something hidden a secret matter. And you got initiation reverse, which is a counsel against expecting too much or expecting in the ordinary way, for the old way has come to an end. You simply cannot repeat the old and not suffer. Call in your scattered energies. Concentrate on your own life at this moment, your own requirements for growth. Most important, this room counsels you not to focus on outcomes, nor to bind yourself with the memory of the past achievements. In so doing, you rob yourself of the true present, which is the only time in which your self change can be realized. You may feel overwhelmed with exhaustion from meeting obstruction upon obstruction in your passage, yet you always have a choice. You can see all this apparent negativity as bad luck, or you can recognize it as an obstacle course, a challenge specific to the initiation you are presently undergoing. Then each setback, each humiliation becomes a test of character. When your inner being is shifting and reforming on the deep level, patience, consistency, and perseverance are called for. So stay centered, see the humor, and keep on keeping on. Uh huh. So this is basically saying that you have to shed people, call in your scattered energies, and concentrate on your own life. Yes, I keep on trucking, really. So see, it's telling you basically not to stay in your shit. So, if we if get down to it, it's basically saying the difference between you and Sweetums is it's like Sweetums has to sit in hers to be able to get like to an empty area, to be able to grow from the empty area, and sort of that will change her life in a way. Yours is more, you got to do shit now, and that's how fertility is too. It's basically saying if you go on and you complete these things, things are going to start changing. So yours is more like how my daughter's reads, where if you literally do these things, you're going to get certain things, but you have to do the work. The things me and always Sweetums get is we have to sit in where we are, and really there's not much movement there. So they do read a little differently a lot of times. I have to let that sink in and accept it before I can move forward, and I'm still not ready. Exactly. So that's why the runes are always going to be reading like she got stand still twice. It's only been a couple of days. Well, we all got stand still because I was reading overall, but still, for the runes to come out the way they do, it's like somebody's not getting the message, and then when you get the message, you got to work on the message. So, um, but yeah, your energy just has to be more within for sure to be truly like president for self change and everything. Did you want me to try to pull another one for you, or you pretty much got that? Pretty much got. I think that got you. It said keep on keeping on. So stay censored. See the humor. See, and always see the humor. Always laugh about it, and keep on keeping on. I set up. I sat in it for years, but now I'm more at peace and wanting to move forward. Yeah, and it's basically telling you you can. You're able to. So, like I said, is that enough, or you want me to pull another one? It's up to you. Yeah. But hers, like I said, her stuff is ready to go. Our stuff is always slow down. You have to learn this, you have to that. Alright, you said that you're good for that one, alright. And I'll just pull one for myself. I'll pull the bag that you guys didn't pick. So we all use different bags tonight. So hopefully they stay on getting different rooms. Yeah, Sweetums, you got this. For sure. I got the same room. No. I got the same rune and it came from a different bag. I got the opening rune too. But I think my opening is the upright, so it just got reversed. But I'm telling you, when I pull the same runes from different bags, I'm telling you that means I feel like that means there's something else working with this that is not just me pulling something. I feel like energy is with us and stuff. You know? So I pulled opening too, but mine is upright, so I don't read it in reverse, I read it upright. I always get like static going through my fingers and stuff when I'm reading through this book. Ooh, okay, here's upright. Don't. I'm not. Okay. So. This rune is of opening, renewed clarity, dispelling the darkness that has been shrouding some part of your life. You are free now to receive and to know the joy of non-attachment giving. This rune is for the morning of activities, for seriousness, clear intent, and concentration, all of which are essential at the beginning of work. The protection the protection offered by this rune is this. The more light you have, the better you can see what is trivial and outmoded in your life, in your conditioning. In relationships, there can now be a mutual opening up. You may serve as a trigger, the timekeeper, through your awareness that the light is understanding. Through your awareness that the light of understanding is once again available to you both. Recognize that while on one hand you are limited and dependent, on the other hand you exist at the perfect center where the humor. Oh my gosh, I can't say this word. I know I'm not gonna be able to say it. Harmony. Oh my god. I know what this word is, but if I try to say it, I'm gonna fuck up everything. But it is spelled HARMONIOUS. I know this word, but like I said, when my brain gets stuck on a word, it's just not gonna do it. So that word and benefit forces of this universe merge and radiate. You are the center. You are that center. Simply put, if you have been operating in the dark, there is now enough light to see that the patient on the operating table is yourself. So, I get this. I hate that I couldn't say that word. But I know it's basically telling me that I have enough knowledge here. Just that all I've been working on and stuff like that. And stop doubting myself. And the biggest part is that end part where it says, simply put, if you have been operating in the dark, there is now enough light to see that the patient on the operating table is yourself. And that's like truly what I've been doing these last 5 to 7 years is just no matter what, looking at myself, no matter what situation, looking at myself, how I handled it, everything like that, and not really caring, about the other person's, what their concern or outcome was and stuff like that. I give up too much of myself to other people. So I understand that clearly. So I don't need another room. At least it's telling me I'm doing the right thing, and I know I'm doing the right thing. I just need the forces on the outside to be like, hey, maybe we need to fucking help her and make her feel better or get a doctor that will. Maybe she doesn't have to suffer so greatly so that what I have learned in these last few years could be taught to some people that might benefit from it. Hello, life. Can you do that for me? That would be great. I had a dream yesterday that I was catching like a bunch of baby kittens that we found like in a house, and I was trying to feed the kittens, and the kittens were, every time I picked them up, the kittens were like biting and scratching. And I think that's the first time in the dream I really felt the pain from something. That thing was crazy. And it didn't stop me from picking the kittens up and trying to get them to eat. And then I would think there would be 4 of them. Then they would turn into 8. Then 12. Then they just kept on multiplying. That's wild that yours says the patient on the operating table is yourself. Yeah. I don't think it's undiagnosed illness. I think it's just how hard I've been working on myself. Like, um, the weird thing is, if you were to assign each rune to someone without knowing who it was, I would know who gets, yeah, each one. That's the energy in the room. That's why I said this is about energy. Even to pick the same rune, but one was reversed and one wasn't. I think, um, I know that not everybody could do this or whatever. I just don't think everybody has sort of a certain spiritual thing, but I just know if my health ever improves, I know that I could be so much more helpful to people, and I just hope it happens. But yeah, I've been through the darkness, the emptiness, the rebuilding myself out of that and stuff. That's why I'm like, if I could do it, you could do it. Believe me. Because I really never had an advantage, in life. So, um, the way I was raised, the way that just being a burn survivor, being all that stuff, conditioned to basically not to feel like I was nothing and stuff, and it's like I still hung on through all that, through all my losses of my loved ones and stuff, all my heartbreaks, all that stuff. I've been through a lot, way more than you guys have heard, and I know that if I could do it, you could do it. And so in these rooms, I've found peace, I've found meditation, you know, um, it's just a huge thing for me. That's why I always wanted to integrate it into my channel since I started them. So did your room basically say that you are on the cusp of change and new opportunity? Well, yeah, it's basically said I'm there, like, but there's still the thing of going within and finding out, what I do. I think it's more of I have to I have to be more secure in what I really do have to offer. I have to feel more secure in the way I speak, the way I say, okay, this isn't a word I can say, I'll say it out loud. I have to not feel embarrassed when those moments come, because then those trip me up on the words that are after it. There's a lot of stuff. Even just reading out loud to you guys is very hard for me. It's something I couldn't do in school. It's something I would never do in group therapy. So it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, I get to read. But for me, it's like practicing my words. I don't speak throughout the day mainly. So I started this up again because I knew I was like losing my speech in a way. So I'm like, I have to do this hardcore. So I'm gonna start reading the runes because I like them. So they're all tools to help me too. So I just have to be more confident in that, and I feel like I will help more people with, you know, feeling confidence that I'm equipped to do this stuff. You sound very confident. Really? Shoot, I'm a person that tries to read the sentence like over 3 times before I actually start reading it. So it's hard. But yeah, I know. So hopefully we got a little bit of clarity tonight. But Sweden, I'm telling you, if you literally, I know it's hard to. I know you're there with the next step. I just think you're hesitant. And it's like if you really leap into that next step, it's going to be, I think, the worst step to actually complete as off of feeling it, but it's also going to be the best step to get you going. Um, and Rainbow, she got to jump into that next step. That next step is there. The opportunity is there. Don't let it go. Don't let it slip away. I know. I get it. But I'm just saying for something to develop into, for you to start feeling a little bit better and stuff. It's like the rock bottom has to come first. I know it feels like you're at rock bottom, but sort of letting go of certain things is more rock bottom than you feel now. And but then like I said, it goes up from there. So you'll get there at your own pace. It doesn't say do it right now like Rainbow, if she's still in here. Rainbow says she better do hers right now. Yours is more take your time, but know that that's an essential step in the path, in your path. I know. Yeah. That's why I said it's gonna feel deeper and harder and more hurt, but processing that is going to, like I said, in the long run, it's going to help you. Just don't try to stay stuck in that for too long. We might have lost Rainbow. I don't hear her saying anything. Oh, there she is. The first year is hard, yeah. Just prepare, basically. Prepare for the next step. You don't have to do it right now. Rainbow says you do your next step. You do your next step. That's what it's been telling you to do. You do. Okay. I understand you. Like I said, I understand if you guys can't come in here every night. That's why I was saying if there were newer people, it wouldn't be such a strain on our regulars. So don't take me saying I was going to quit like, oh, you guys weren't doing enough. It was just, well, I'm not getting out of my channel what I need to be getting out of my channel, but I didn't mean you, but I wasn't getting out of you guys what I needed. So I hope you guys didn't take it as that way. Um, in 2 years, a complete year was yeah. Yeah, it's been 2 years, like I said, for my sister, and um, I still think I'm starting the process now because I'm not doing what my vice was, which is being in every chat and stuff like that. So I think I'm feeling it in waves. How are you feeling about your channel? Um, I feel like there has to be a comfort that has to come eventually, or it's not going to be worth it. Right now, it's okay. I know there was enough people that just wrote me and said, "Please don't stop," and I feel like Because I've always said if I could change one person, that's all that matters. As long as I don't get it how it was the last couple of nights where it was just like 20 minutes of trolls and stuff, um, then hey Gina, we're just about to end it. But 20 minutes, as long as it doesn't turn into like the last couple, not last night, but the last nights before that, it was trolls for the first 20 minutes or whatever. Um, as long as it doesn't turn into that, I think I'll be okay. Baby steps. I just don't know how to move on from a loss. Yeah, it's definitely baby steps and at your pace. Like, don't be pressured to like move on for somebody else. Do it in your own time. But there has to be a point in time where you do move on, though. You have to. That's what your loved ones that have passed away. They wouldn't want you stuck in a rut. They want you moving on with your life. But I know it's hard. That doesn't mean you're forgetting about them. That does, when you talked about the celebrating the life thing, that's a big thing and it needs to be done, you know? So, when you feel okay for the celebrating the life, that's just basically, thinking about the moments where you laughed and you celebrated with them. And, yes, those hurt, but there's some comfort that you feel there too. Um, So that might be the next step if you could handle it, Sweetums, where you do a little celebration of their life. I don't think there were very many comments hidden today. We didn't really talk about much that would be hidden anyway. Um, um, can you guys actually celebrate the life? Yes, I can. I don't think many people in my family can, but I think um I think I just it's a part of the grieving is celebrating their lives. Why would you only think about the dark stuff? I think if you get to that process, it's literally I think it's the easier things to do because you're just, even if you can't take pictures like looking at them, you're just like telling a story or writing something down that you guys did for fun or something like that. It could be something as simple as that. But yes, that's an important step. I woke up at 1 a.m. and had to take my recycling to the alley. I just got in. Oh my gosh, Gina. You better stop doing that late night stuff. I told you. Oh my gosh, now Sweden's gonna do the dangerous thing of taking her recycling out late at night. And we were just talking about sex trafficking and stuff. I have by talking to family members. Yeah, reminiscing on that's like even if when my sister passed, and I told you me and my it was my daughter, just my daughter and my sister, my other sister, my younger sister. We did a little ceremony right in here, and I told them before when I was putting it together, I got these cards and I said, before we say our goodbyes, I said write out something that was funny about her, something that we didn't share, a story that was just funny to you and her. And I had them write it out on little cards. So when we did do like the grieving part and crying and stuff, then we heard we read the cards and we started laughing and with tears, but it was something because I didn't know the story my sister told about my other sister. So it was fun to hear something new and to make you laugh. So right then I said, and it's, set an intent there, like, yes, we're gonna say goodbye, but we're also gonna celebrate who she was, and how much laughter she brought to our hearts. Um, Sweetums, I want to do a ofrenda. And the grief will work. Like I'm supposed to put pictures down and memorialize them, but that's the thing. You don't. If the pictures are too much, you don't need the pictures. You know how they look in your mind. You can just write down whatever you called them, and you could write down something like a good moment. The pictures might be too much. Um, I'm not a picture person. I have pictures if I want to look at them, but um, mine's more off of memory. And sometimes I even get like, with my mom, I'll get like her perfume, so I could have the scent. I don't know what my sister's favorite perfume is, but the scent, like things like that. But you don't have try it without the pictures first. Don't put the pressures of the picture on yourself. Try it without. And like I said, if you're doing it by yourself, just write it down. I did one of your numbers, staying up all day. My niece texts me at 5:30 a.m. saying, "You up?" We talked for 2 hours. I caught a second and third wind. Then my body said, "Nope," at 10 p.m. Dang. How's your niece doing? She about to have that baby, right? Sweetums grief. Sweetums gonna have her workbooks. You want a copy? She said. I love taking pictures. I wouldn't be able to smell my mom's perfume. You might think you wouldn't be able to, but attempting to do something, it might feel comforting. Um. Oh, okay. She probably had the baby. She's supposed to be due in a couple of weeks anyway. She probably. I never had those, and my daughter didn't have them either. So I don't think I've been around anybody that thought they were in labor and weren't. Yeah, those would be scary. Mine was once I what I felt when I felt pain, I was in labor. I didn't have anything before that. Yeah, the last couple of weeks, you're ready for the baby. You're like, it's time. You had enough time in the stomach. You're ready. Come on. But I would say, even though none of it's easy with celebrating life, just just write down something that a funny moment, something that made you laugh. You know, I was feeling really bad and wanting a hug from my mom, which was rare and few. But anyway, I went to the store and bought the soup she used and showered with. Oh, the soap probably. The soap she used and showered with it. See, that's what I'm saying. Like some stuff like that, um you might think it will hurt, and even if it does hurt at the beginning, there's some comfort there. I didn't even think of the soap thing. That would be good too. We always use Ivory bar soap though. My dad didn't like anything. He was always thinking about what was made, what was in the soap and stuff like that. Oh, old school caress though. Okay. I'm sad. I can't even use body washes anymore. I have to use like some. First, I had to use what's it called? Just the um baby body wash, and sometimes now I found I forgot what the brand is, but something that I can use once in a while. But all the things I used to use, I can't use anymore. Ivory gave you rashes. I haven't used Ivory in so long. I don't know what it would do, but you have to use stuff that's really light, doesn't have too much of a scent or anything like that. I was peeking in every now and then. I didn't mean to make you guys worry. I'm so used to not letting people know and just dropping off the face of the earth. Well, I probably would have been worried if I didn't see you I saw you in other chats. So I was like, oh, she's okay. Yeah, I used to use Caress a lot too. They used to have a lot of scents. That used to be one of my number one body washes. Um, but yeah, take your breaks for sure. You don't want to experience burnout. I think that's like the thing I'm experiencing now. But yeah, Williams, just start slowly. Maybe just writing something down will be the first thing. Do you get Gina? Do you get like when around your birthday? Do you get like more down, or does it? You don't feel no difference? I know they say people that I'm not saying you experienced trauma when you were young or anything like that, but I'm just saying in general. They say people that because I've always wondered why this boy boogeyman always bothers me. For like 2 months around his birthday, and I'm like, why every year is it the same time? It's never like random. It's always around that time. And then I heard somebody say that if you have like a trauma near your birthday or whatever, you're always gonna step out and try to do something risky or something like that. Or if you're with a spouse, cheat on them. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, very interesting. Wait, why? My eyes were burning. I was starting to tremble. It was terrible. Wait, I must miss something. You don't have to write a letter to her. You could just write down something like if you remember just like a funny. You know how you were telling us when there wasn't it were you in the best moments where you were talking about Dairy Queen? Wasn't it you with your sister and how you guys laughed and everything? Like it's like that, but you're just saying something about your mom basically in that way. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She's probably talking about the lack of sleep. That's what happens to me all the time. That pretty much happens to me every night. Yeah, trauma near your birthday, then that usually if you start acting out around that time. I just thought if anybody had that type of thing. Yeah, Coco being sick for a week. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. She's been normal for 3 days. But have you guys known anybody that has a pattern of sort of acting out the first like month or two before the birthday? Um, on Karamo even there was, I don't know if you guys watch Karamo. Um, well, yeah, that's gonna be a huge thing. Just Sweden's. Um, but on Karamo, this guy had a family or whatever, and I don't know if any of you guys watch Karamo, but he he basically would step out on his girl like for 3 months every time around his birthday, and Karama was like, "What happened to you when you were younger?" And the dude was crying because that was one guy that I really didn't seem like he was just doing it just because he didn't understand why he was hurting and stepped out and stuff. You could tell he didn't want to be doing what he's doing, even though he's still a dog for doing it. But his intentions, you could tell he would try not to and stuff. And hopefully he'll learn from what Karama told him. But it was like, you do things like that when you've had trauma around your birthday. Um, I feel you, girl. Wait, I feel for you, girl. The physical pain and lack of sleep is worse, yeah. And the messy part about it is, I'm on a twin bed just so I can move on and off it easier because I need the wall for help and all that stuff. But I sleep with my butt hanging off it, and my daughter always comes in here and she's like, if your butt wasn't hanging off the bed, your back would probably feel better. So I've been scooting myself in more. But for some reason, when I fall asleep, it scoots back out, and this is the second time within the last couple of months that I've caught myself about to completely fall off the bed. This time my head was so back, I was just in shock when I woke up halfway off the bed. I'm like, oh my gosh, why won't my body not stay on the bed no matter what I do? Only if my butt's facing against the wall am I safe. But I can't sleep that way all the time, and I always have to do half and half. Um, yeah, he was on there, but he has a show now. Maury Povich basically gave him a show, so he does that. So it's a spin-off of Maury, but it's him doing it. Yeah, it's on YouTube. The short version's on YouTube. I don't know if the longer version's on cable. I like the short. They're like 10, 15 minutes. I wouldn't want to see the longer versions. But yeah, if you look up Karamo, he's on YouTube doing shows now. And he'll teach you a lot about relationships and stuff too. Um, no, I can't afford a bigger bed right now, and I can't fit a bigger bed in here anyway. I didn't even. And my brother bought me this bed. I can't afford a dang bed. Yeah, he's had it for like only like the last, I think, 2 years or so. Hasn't been around that long. I'm I must be twerking in my sleep because my butt be. And like I said, if I fall off the bed, that I'm done. There's nothing. They're gonna have to call the people in to even try to get me up because there's only a little space in here. Oh my gosh, there will be no way for me to get up. It's horrible. I tell. Well, this is a twin XL, which means it's a little longer than a normal bed, but I still scoot down for my feet to be hanging off. I know I have restless whatever leg syndrome. I don't think there's anything that can be done about it or whatever, but I know I have that. So my feet always have to be hanging off so I could rock them back and forth. But if I were to have a bigger bed, um, I would need more things on the bed to help me get out of bed, which sucks because right now I use the wall to creep myself up out of this. So that's the only reason why I stuck with the single bed. And also having a single bed, you don't I know that nobody could be on this bitch for me, so I don't miss people because I'm like nobody would be able to get on the bed with me anyway. Your stops with Benadryl? Shoot. My butt is sedated. This is my sedation, just so you know. I take my medicine at 9 p.m., and this is me supposed to be asleep. That shows how much it works for me. And I take a medicine that could really sedate the shit out of anybody. It just doesn't for me. It calms my anxiety a little bit, but so I can talk like more openly, like this. During the daytime, I'm like this too, but this is a little bit more sedated. My sedated form. And believe me, what I take is probably like 100 times more potent than Benadryl. My mom was thinking of getting twins so it could be easier to get out. Yeah, it really is way easier because, like I said, I need the walls and stuff. Because I have to inch myself up inch by inch. It's not just like I could swing myself up and out. There's no way to. So, I think I have to stick with having a twin bed unless I could afford the equipment that comes with, like I said, being able to do. But like I want a bigger bed also because of like I said, my grandbaby. I don't want him to. He needs more room too when he's in here. So, but like I said, it can't happen in this room. This room, we need to move. And even if I can't get a bigger room, it will just more stuff will be in different areas. Like I'll have a bigger space for stuff to go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would need stuff like that if I were to get a bigger bed. I don't need it now because I could reach the things around me for help. I've been coughing like crazy since I entered the chat. I think that cold hit my lungs. Oh no. Go because you went outside. Sweetums, if you're gonna go outside and put the stuff in the recycling, you're gonna do it all late. Can you do it while we're on here so we know that you got back in? Unless you're gonna do it when you're running outside. But if you're just gonna do it where you're going back in and out, can you at least do it with us on here so we know that you did it safely? That you got back in safely. Don't ever think anything's really safe. No, it's one this week because Gina, you already did yours. You guys gotta just learn different times, even if it's just a couple of hours earlier. Not these times. Not the dead hours. Avoid those. I can't believe you guys get knocked out by Benadryl. I never did, even when I didn't take anything. My first thing was Tylenol PM, and then they just used to have just like sleeping pills. But I used to take like drugstore kind. I used to take like 8 pills, and then I remember I was with somebody that saw me taking them. They looked at me like I was insane. And I'm like, what the heck? And now I think back and I'm like, dang, I was swallowing 8 pills just for sleep. No wonder they looked at me like I was crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I know I just been this whole um perimenopause menopause thing just has a whole new hyperness that makes me lose sleep way more often. Even if Sweetums, just maybe this could be an opportunity to take. If not, you don't have to, but maybe one night when we're, talking in the future, if you do, like, remember a funny story with your mom, even sharing it on here is a way of celebrating her life like you did your sister. When you're ready, no pressure. Um, just saying, if you don't want to write it down, like, to yourself, maybe if you're comfortable sharing something funny, or, you know, a good dish you enjoyed she made or something like that, we're always open to hear it. But like I said, when you're ready, no pressure. I just want you to know that, we'll be here for you. And that's the same thing that you're celebrating her life amongst friends. So that could be a step, like I said, when you're ready. Coco's so not a support dog. I just coughed and she jumped off the couch and went to the kitchen. Shady. She's like, you ain't giving me a cold. uh, I don't know why I can't yet. That was new, surprising to me that I couldn't and didn't realize it. Yeah, that's a very real thing though that happens, but just have it on your mind, and sort of like push yourself a little towards it. Don't force it, but just try to push yourself a little bit towards it. And even if it's the smallest thing, it means something. The smallest thing is going to help you into bigger things. Seems you're starting to learn the way to Coco's heart. So, oh yeah, unless you cough out some snack crumbs. But I'm gonna hop off here, you guys. Thank you for coming in tonight. Oh no, the only thing you remember are the bad parts. If I ask you some questions, I know that you would start remembering it, but I just don't think you're ready. Um, just think about you, like, maybe overnight or whatever you can think about. Even if you don't come in tomorrow, even if it's just for you and yourself, think about a meal that she made that tasted good. You know, something small. All right, you guys. Like I said, thank you guys for coming in. Sitting with me through this. Those that listen to it on the replay, please hit that like button. Starting, well, now it's at 10 because mine says 9. And tomorrow's New Year's Eve, right? So I'm gonna try to come in here 12:30 just in case somebody is on loan on New Year's Eve and wants to be in here. So it's gonna probably be around 12:30 tomorrow, you guys. Um, have a good night.